tonight on BBC One. At 7 o'clock, Tomorrow's World includes a look at the dangers of driving.
Worry, I've commandeered a vehicle.
The old trick, eh? Eat the telly before I get a chance to nick you.
It's a toaster.
Charlie, you have been defeated. Surrender. You have failed.
Insufficient data.
Nazi ain't got no humanity. They're the foot soldiers of a Jew-hating, mass-murdering maniac, and they need to be destroyed. That's why any and every sumbitch we find wearing a Nazi uniform, they're gonna die.
Is this world protected? But you're not the first lot to have come here. Oh, there have been so many. And what you've got to ask is, what happened to them?
Hello. I'm the doctor.
Yes, indeed, Leslie. Yes, indeed. He's the doctor, and he always is. Right? He always will be the doctor. Pretty much. I know. in the modern era, right? That was the golden age. Oh, Matt Smith season 1. That is the go. If anybody wants to know where to start Doctor Who, there. Matt Smith season 1. That'll be the. Was it season 6? Was his first one? We had Eccleston 1, and then we had Tennant 1. I didn't like Tennant at first, right? Did I ever like him? Because I don't really like him like on a personal level now. He's just obnoxious. But did I ever like him? No, I kind of enjoy. No, you know what? I didn't enjoy his Doctor. I enjoyed the show. Right? I enjoyed how good the show was. I didn't. He was great. I think he was. Well, obviously he's talented, David Tennant, but I also think he was very lucky in that he got it at the exact right moment, right? It was the perfect Zygus, right? Because what happened was you had the Christopher Eccleston season, came back in 2005, and everybody went, hey, do you remember, Doctor Who's on it? It's actually pretty darn good. I saw it. Like, I saw the beginning of one. I had to go out, but I didn't say, hey, look, it didn't look crap. Oh, they had this pig guy, and I think it was fun, right? And they had the guy from Cracker as Doctor Who. Right, naughty, right? So it came back, and it was on Christmas, I guess, is put when people really first saw it. Right, when people were like, "Oh yeah, let's watch it. It was good." I remember we really liked it. Right, and this is the Normies talking, and then David Tennant stepped out, and he was kind of dishy. Right, he was charming, he was cheeky, he was confident. By the way, if you're a young chap out there, right, and you're forlorn and looking for love, right, women respond to confidence, right? Women respond to confidence. Yes, that's why being able to be funny is really good, right? Because it shows you're super confident, right? It's if you're trying to find the secret sauce, I mean, you know, if I was, you know, a dateable young chap, I wouldn't be the disgusting sack of shit that I am now. I would clean myself up somewhat, right? But you know, and yeah, this is me after work. Sorry, I just got called myself a disgusting sack of shit. It's it. I woke up this morning. I didn't think that was going to happen. You know, things go crazy, baby. What was I talking about? Hang on. Women respond to confidence. Being funny is good. There you go. And what was I talking about before that? Oh, I can't remember. Good evening, good morning. Hi, I hope you're all doing well wherever you are in the world. I don't think I did my intro yet. Hello, how are you? Me, Tzvi. I'm the Rabbi of the Planet. It's my show because it's basically just me, right? So I hope you got a primer now of what's going on. So we did the intro. Look at that. Look at that. I'm like a real professional. We have so much to talk about. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's redonkulous, baby. It's crazy. It's a deal. It's a still. It's a sale. It's a century. Yeah, lots of crazy stuff going. Doctor Who's dead. There's no Christmas special, right? It's dead. And I told you that a while ago. There's no Christmas special, right? It's part of the next season order. It's February, right? It will be. It's literally February, right? They can't even make it now. I doubt they could get it. I doubt they could get it in the can in time. I mean, they got it right. I mean, it depends. Is it written? Is it ready to go? If it's ready to go, it's different, right? Well, they're starting from zero, and they've got to come up with a script, right? And then from there, we're going to do all the production designer. And they gave up the studio space anyway. Or they're trying to rent it. Yeah, there's no Christmas special. There's no more Doctor Who. There's 12 more. It's over. They've killed it. They know they killed it. It's dead. Right? I don't know what their next plan is. Yeah, Russell Davies can retire. He's fine. He's always going to be a lovey. Right? The love is going. Doctor Who's dead. Man, I think it can come back to life. Listen. If you're Christian out there, right? I'm going to give you a great, what's the word, Marshall? Parable. Oh, great parable that you could use that works very well with Christianity, right? You know, I have no problem believing in rebirth, right? Because outside, I've said this a billion times. Outside the front of my house, there's a dead tree, dead, you know, just dead, baby. But I know in a couple of months it's going to be alive again. And it's really kind of like amazing. Doctor Who is the last gasp of woke, right? They're one of the last people holding on with all their might to. No! They're literally one of the last. I mean, really? Keep it up. It's not worked out. You know, I've really noticed. Yeah, just this insanity amongst like the not Democrats. I mean, look, I haven't actually spoken to my Democrat friends for ages. They're the wise mother just moved to Israel, right? That's always a hassle. That's always a lot of work, right? So yeah, they're just busy. But yeah, I haven't spoken to, and I don't. Okay, I would love to talk to them about it, right? The whole policy. I'll be fascinated to think what they think, right? But I don't want to rub their faces in it. I really don't. Actually, I mean, it's weird. I would have thought I would want to, but now because there's no point. This goes back to being confident, right? There's no point. It's over, right? It's over. But I've seen a real genuine insanity. That's got that's just where they've gone to. They're only option. There's a guy, nice guy, genuinely good guy, all right, who is like going bonkers on Facebook right now, right? And like they're delusional, saying the majority of America hates you, and like they act like people are upset about the deportations. They're not, right? No. So okay. Here's where we are in trouble. Oh my God, we've got so many things to go over. Yeah, we'll go that route round. Fine, we have there's so many things to go over. He was moving so fast and doing so many things. The wokies in the which is all of them in the media didn't know what to do. It was like Neo from the Matrix. It really was. That sort. He was doing that sort of shit. You would have thought Trump could do that, but yeah, he did that. That was literally the strategy. I'm gonna Neo it. That's it. You know, I'm gonna Neo it. What Neo? No, Neo, Mustafa. They can't get me, and it worked. It worked. But now people are like, wait a minute, what? That's what what happened? What's the? Because everything changed so bloody quickly. Oh, it's wonderful. This wonderful. So there you go. A guy on Facebook, right, have this like meltdown beyond meltdowns, right? And I'm like, look, what? I asked him directly, like, why do you think he's a bigot? Like, what are you worried about? He's like, well, about gay people. I'm like, well, what? What's he actually done or said? He's been the most pro-gay president ever, hasn't he? I mean, other than Biden, who was... I mean, there's also Obama, who was gay. So, do you believe the rumors about Michelle/Michael, right? Which is going... Okay, if Michelle Obama has a dick, okay, if that would be the thing to run on. I mean, not literally. If she was like going for president, right? That would be the thing to run on. The first trans president. And watch it crash and burn, just like Doctor Who. Anyway, I digress. So there's something like, what? Right? They've actually got a breath, so now the wailing is starting, and you can see how effective it's being. Let's look at Whoopi Goldberg, who, let's just say, not too happy. Well, I'm in the wrong folder. So let's talk about the new press secretary. I have no idea her name. I'll get used to it. I noticed that A, she was smoking hot, and B, I had this giant crucifix, like just giant. Here we go.
I would like this young lady this is her first job. I would like her to do a little homework because she said something yesterday.
Here's the thing: Whoopi Goldberg thinks you're trying to educate. When you're trying to educate this woman, it gives us a window into your delusion, and it's a fascinating window. That's how that works. What you get to see the inner workings, right? So this is really fascinating. Oh, Whoopi, it's only just getting started, darling. It's only just getting started.
And it really pissed me off.
Oh, Whoopi's pissed off.
And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah. Thank God, what a wonderful woman. Oh, yes, she should be feted and lauded throughout the land, I say. Oh, sorry. I've just been back.
She said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you, because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, and here's the thing Whoopi doesn't understand. Everybody projects who they are, generally speaking. Left-wing people are massive racists, which is really weird, but they are. They're all massive racists, right? And they project it, and they go, if I had control and I was a man, I wouldn't let a black woman do anything other than scrub the floor. That's because you're a racist. Right? Like that's why you see this push for equality is actually making white men get on their hands and knees and scrub the floor. Right? That's what they would like. Right? I like, honestly, they're like, well, now you call me, and thank God Donald Trump stopped this. But like we can finally say that, you know, I don't think people with penises are women. Right? I don't. And if they're not women, they must be mentally ill. It's the only other eliminate impossible. Whatever you have left, no matter how improbable, must be the truth. Right? That's the premise that I'm going on. Right? But they're all super racist, right? And they project their racism wildly. Right-wing people couldn't give a shit. I mean, like, I honestly, like, Ian's got who is very old. He said he gets his bus pass. Bloody hell, he's in good shape, I have to tell you. Becky he's just dropped the trailer for Rebecca Gold 2, the teaser, but we'll watch it soon, right? And it looks awesome, right? It looks awesome. What difference does his skin color make? I like it. Just for me, it's in a different universe. Why would you even consider that? Right? It's so weird. Right? It really, it's just so, like, what? Why? Who cares? Right? Who cares? I saw a picture of the Dr. Ruth from the Dr. Ruth Adventures with Don Martin looking really super doctory, right? That's a doctor I'd actually like to see, right? And it's, him being black is part of his identity, obviously, but it's more that the character he developed, right? It's not like, oh, it's a black guy, let's see Doctor. It's like, it seems so silly, right? And so retarded. But they're all super different. So they think without affirmative action, nobody gets by on merit. I think you're completely wrong. I think Trump actually, if there wasn't the civil rights, I think he would have done the civil rights in his own hiring company practices, because he's like, well, I want the best. I want it. I want the best at the best price. So I will take the widest pool possible. Right? It's just like, again, liberals can't understand that race plays no part of this decision making at all, like zero, because they're all racist. That's the bottom line. Liberals are super racist
Because women were not invited to that table. Women were not invited to many tables in this nation.
Yeah, that was 50 years ago. I understand that was 50 years ago, but it was 50 years ago, darling. It's literally 50 years ago. You need to get over it, okay? It was literally 50 years ago. And I agree with you. It was messed up. I think it was a result of the changing of cultures, which, let's be fair, hasn't worked out that well now, has it? Right? Like, do you think the women of the 1950s are happier than the women of the 2025s? Yeah, it's not even close. I mean, it's just factual. What do you want me to tell you? Now, look, I'm not telling women they have to like stay in the kitchen and do what the fuck you want. I don't know. Like, I'm a bit freaked out. We in Judaism, you have a thing where married women cover their hair, right? And the way I learned about it, my wife, was like you cover your whole hair. Either you wear a wig or you have this like different hair coverings, but you don't let any of your hair show. So like we're like archaic fossils now. Like nobody's like them. Most people like have hair showing in some way or other. So my wife was talking about it, and she's always wanted to show more hair. I think I just hadn't really realized. I told her, like, I'll be fine if you wanted to change things up. I'll be fine with it. It's your, it's your life essentially, right? So and she's getting her hair done next week for on Sunday, and I'm a bit freaked out because I'm like, well, what's it? I'm like, it's a change. Like I kind of got used to it because my kids, both my daughter-in-laws, cover their hair very not as I would, right? But it's not really down to me though, is it? In fact, there was I will go back to Whoopi in a minute. There was a famous rabbi once, Rabbi Soloveitchik, whose wife didn't cover her hair. And I'm like, dude, what's this does? He's like, it's her thing, not me. She's her own person. What do you want? Anyway, they're all very racist. That's what I'm trying to say. So she would have that job. I'm sorry, I disagree with you. I think she would have that job. And I honestly, I see absolutely zero evidence of bigotry or racism in Trump. And I know it's weird to say, but now I can say it. I see no one's this guy's melting down on Facebook. I said, can you just give me one example? Just one. Look how he talks to the minister. I'm like, what minister? I thought like prime minister. No, it was the idiot cunt priest minister woman who like delivered a political sermon, a patronizing, idiotic, puerile political sermon in Donald Trump's face, insulting him and by association the entirety of MAGA and the whole world. Say, please have compassion on the LGBT. We are. Fuck off. You have compassion. Like, what's wrong with you? Have compassion on the illegal. We are. We're not shooting them. We're giving them a ride home, bro. Fuck me. How much nicer can you get? Guy comes and says, hey, can I come out? That's not really good. No, man, I got nowhere to go. Can I come out? Fine. Because he's playing in Nintendo. Like, basically, it's like, everyone's like, look, mate, I got to go to bed, right? Like, look, I'll call you an Uber, okay? It's like, no! Dude, I'll pay for the Uber. It's cool. I'll just pay for it, right? And that's what's going on. Anyway, back to Whoopi.
Reason we fought and busted our behinds to make sure that you didn't have to worry about this. And now to hear...
Yeah, we don't have to worry about it. It's 50 years ago, darling.
You talk about it and to hear anybody talk about the wokeness was put in place for a reason.
No, wokeness is new. It came around in as soon as Trump came down the stairs, wokeness came out. That's why it's when you all lost your fucking minds, right? Wokeness isn't women being able to like have jobs. Wokeness is like this thick as female. No, right? Wokeness is Dr. Rebecca Levine. That's wokeness. Wokeness is Yasmin Finney. That's wokeness. Wokeness is spending 50 million for condoms for Gaza. And I shit you not, that was going down. That's wokeness. Do you understand the difference? No, you don't, because you wouldn't listen because you're a rich, crazy old cunt lady.
Because black people couldn't get into colleges. Because women could not get into the colleges they wanted to go to. This is all women. Yeah. See, this is not black, Asian. This is all women. Women were not invited to this party. It was.
Yeah, but again, by the 80s, they were. And that was 50 years ago. Right? I understand things. Look, 50 years from now, they're going to say, did you know that they allow children to amputate healthy body parts for a fashion, for a sexual fashion? That's disgusting. I don't believe you. No, they did. They sterilized themselves and they allowed them to do it. Oh, how disgusting. We're going to talk about that the same way they gave like lobotomies to rowdy inmates, right? It's like, it's so barbaric. And they called it kind.
It's a man's world, and we busted our asses to make sure that this was a.
I hate to tell you, darling, it's still a man's world, and it doesn't matter that all basically you did was you halved wages, essentially. That's really what happened, right? You really helped out the multinational corporations, right? Because you doubled the workforce and you halved the wages by doing it, right? When I was young in the 70s, there were housewives. There aren't anymore. Who can afford that? That's crazy. Just where every household is a two-income household, right? Because we doubled the workforce because we're stupid. I don't know. Look. I think women would probably be happier in the 1950s model than the 2020s model. I don't know. I think they would be angry me saying it, but I think it would also be true. I think, but look, if you could transplant someone without them realizing it from the 1950s to 2020s and then back again, right? And then, clear their memory, whatever. It's a lot of detail has to go into this. I think they would be much happier, right? In the 50s, I do.
World. So please stop using that phrase you're talking about because you don't understand.
I know woke is something that just rattles their cages now. Oh, it's like walking up and down a prison cell with the trunk going, wait. Because woke is what killed them, and they know it. Oh, they know it.
Understand what you're saying. You're saying about yourself that, hey, that's a terrible thing to be. It's not a terrible thing to be. That's why we fought. That's what we were fighting for. So
no, you weren't fighting for chicks with dicks, baby. I'm sorry. You weren't fighting for drag queens being able to like wave their junk in a 5-year-old's face. You weren't. I'm sorry. What's that? Sorry, it's a weird message. Yeah, that was not going down, darling. No.
So that you could stand in that podium, so that Catherine Jean-Pierre could stand at that podium.
She was awful at that job. I mean, she was good. She was too stupid to understand that she was wrong.
So women of all kinds of colors and ilks, wherever they came from, whatever their belief system was, they had the opportunity to bust down that door.
Okay,
I
can't do that. I can't. It's gone on way too long. That was agony. Right? That was really agony. I'm not going to do the Trump on the plane crash now. I'm not going to RFK blowing people away. But you just see how well all his policies are going. We'll do a bit better. Here, his sign that policies are going very, very, very well.
Cannot cope. Not sure any country can, but Mexico can't cope with like a sudden influx of millions of people. I mean,
fuck you, baby. Then why did you let them in to go through your country to come to America? Fuck you. I'm sorry. You said it was fine for America. Fuck you. And I only said it because I like you so much.
As much as she wants to embrace them, to use her word, when they come back and make them feel welcome, it all sounds very nice when you're listening to it, but the reality of that is just completely unsustainable. A lot of these people have lived in the U.S. for decades. They have lives there. They have family.
I imagine they would be the last to go, right? But the truth is this: don't get arrested for anything right now, because you will be bounced out the country. Don't stay under the radar. Here's the thing: they want you to understand you don't have a right to be there, and you don't have a right to be there. If you've been there for 20 years, you have been doing something wrong for 20 years. Yeah, I understand it's sad. And these woke kids have to understand sad things sometimes happen, right? It's okay that sad things happen. Man, that was it. That's the thing you've got to explain to them. It's okay that sad things happen. It's part of life.
They're good standing citizens, so they're not in a position to just be deported and say like, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to come back here and take a job making a fraction of what I used to make and go to my town where I don't have anything left, which is maybe it's been overrun by violence. I mean,
again, darling, this is not our problem. Yeah, and you know what? I think if you make it your problem, you might actually find some solutions to it. That's the thing. Right, because you pass off your problems onto other people. That's why, again, it's not our problem.
It's unrealistic to think that wouldn't lead to a crisis.
Yeah, no, take your fucking people and fuck the bye-bye. Right? Again, we're paying for your Uber. Right? We're paying for your Uber. Which I think is very fair. I mean, really, I do. I really do. Oh, running late. There's so much stuff I want to get to, though. I just want to show you how smart RFK is. Right?
Putting junk science in 20.
Okay, so you're going to let this arsehole wind up and just put all this bullshit, right? And the way RFK completely destroys him by being so knowledgeable about everything. Check this out. This is really, I found this very impressive. And please, RFK is awesome.
2021, in a book called The Measles Book, you wrote that parents had been, quote, misled into believing that measles is a deadly disease and that measles vaccines are necessary, safe, and effective. The reality is measles are, in fact, deadly and highly contagious, something that you should have learned after your lives contributed to the deaths of 83 people, most of them children.
You know, it's only through his incredible internal zen, right, that he hasn't pulled out a gun and shot this guy in the face right now, right? Okay, it's so much more intelligent than this. Okay, I can't wait to see his response. We can't do the whole thing because it goes on too long.
In a measles outbreak in Samoa. So my question here is, Mr. Kennedy, is measles deadly, yes or no?
The death rate from measles historically in this country in 1963, the year before the introduction of the vaccine, was 1 in 10,000. Let me explain what happened in Samoa. In Samoa, in 20...
I mean, he knows exactly. Is it deadly? Well, to that, I mean, like, 1 in 10,000, that's a detail.
2015, there were 2 kids who died following the MMR vaccine. And the vaccination rates in Samoa dropped precipitously from about 63% to the mid-30s, so they've never been very high. And in 2018, 2 more kids died following the MMR vaccine, and the government of Samoa banned the MMR vaccine.
This guy's literally shitting himself now.
A year later, when vaccination rates were already below any previous level. I went there, nothing to do with vaccines. I went there to introduce a medical informatics system that would digitalize records in Samoa and make health delivery much more efficient. I never gave any public statement about vaccines. You cannot find a single Samoan who will say, I didn't get a vaccine because of Bobby Kennedy. I went in June of 2019. The measles outbreak started in August. Oh, clearly I had nothing to do with the measles.
Right. So yes, I like he was a very unfashionably thin black tie, right? Because he just doesn't give a fuck.
Not only that,
Mr. Kennedy,
Senator, not only that, if you let me finish, Senator,
you have had some time.
If you let me finish, Senator, if you let me finish.
Like, he's got that Kennedy gene of being able to like say the right thing to get his word in. If you let me finish, Senator, it's really cool.
There are 83 people died when the tissue samples were sent to New Zealand. Most of those people did not have measles. We don't know what was killing them. The same outbreak occurred in Tonga and Fiji, and no extra people died.
I mean, like, again, he just smoked them by being very good at his job. Let's do a quick Trumpster, and then we'll get to the chat, okay? Which one should we do? So this terrible plane crash. We're not going to do the full thing, but oh no. So this is this is Trump talking about DEI, and DEI is dead. The plane crash. Seems like nobody knows what went down with that. It was a Black Hawk went into the back of a plane. Everybody killed. It's terrible, right? It really is terrible. Something's going on with that. I have no idea what.
We also blocked $45 million for diversity scholarships in Burma. 45, that's a lot of money for diversity
I just like he talks like that.
Scholarships in Burma. You can imagine where that money went. These were the types of payments and many others. I could stand here all day and tell you things that we found, and we have to find them quickly because we want the money to flow to proper places.
Yeah, they've seen the insane corruption. We'll watch a little bit more. We've seen the insane corruption, right? Insane corruption. And talking about DEI policies, which essentially looks like caused a plane crash.
Say about that, I do want to point out that various articles that appeared prior to my entering office, and here's one. The FAA's diversity push includes focus on hiring people with severe intellectual and psychiatric disabilities.
I mean, that's not good. Look, God bless you if you have a severe psychiatric or mental disability, but don't be an air traffic fucking controller. I mean, what the fuck? Like, again, I don't think that's bigoted. I don't think it's bigoted at all to say if you have deep mental, psychological disabilities, you shouldn't be an air traffic motherfucking controller. Maybe you should do something a little bit lower risk, right? That could not kill hundreds or thousands of people. Maybe that. No, you bigot. How dare you? How dare you suggest that somebody with severe, they said the word severe mental, psychological disability, right, should work for them. Again, how could you think that's going to mean, good God, how can anybody complain about Trump? This is the insanity we're being saved from.
That is amazing. And then it says FAA says people with severe disabilities are most underrepresented segment of the workforce, and they want them in, and they want them.
Yes, because you'll end up crashing fucking planes.
They can be air traffic controllers. I don't think so. This was in January 14th, so I do want to point out that a week before I entered office, they put a big push to put diversity into the FAA's program. Then another article, the Federal Aviation Administration. This was before I got to office.
Look, Donald, I have to tell you, you have actually pointed this out, I think, in a very erudite way. I think I have the clip over here. Where is it? Oh, yes.
Everything woke turns to shit, okay? It's true. It's true. Look at what's happening.
It is true. Everything woke turns to shit. Exhibit A, Dr. fucking who. Did I tell the story about Keith Keith, the Star Trek fan, he's like, I can't believe I don't like Star Trek or Doctor Who, Star Trek or Star Wars. I said, yeah, you should be great if you're not a Doctor Who fan. That also says, fine, ladies and gentlemen, let us get to the chat. I'm actually feeling, I'm actually feeling particularly good about myself because I got tomorrow's video uploaded, ready to go, and I have Saturday's thumbnail basically done. Although tonight was gone. Verada See-Through is really working out very good as a new companion, right? She's very AI-able, right? Can I let me see. Have I got the file for? I have to download it. It's on the cloud. Right, let me download this file, and then you'll get a sneak preview of Saturday's one. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Oh no! Now you got to wait and see. Rusty Davis, queer of Doctor Who, gets ready to bob, epically bob. Yes, it does. Joe Martin, future Doctor in season 2. I don't know. Do I believe this? Yeah, is it a very bad creative decision? Well, that fits into Rusty Davis's wheelhouse then, yeah. Insane spin that Star Wars The Acolyte was actually a great success. Look, dude. That, you're writing articles trying to convince people it wasn't shit, right? It wasn't a total failure. Proves beyond any rational doubt that it was, right? Yeah, it absolutely proves it, right? And I will because it's an indefensible point of view to take, right? That it was like it was shit McShit. It had nothing to do with Star Wars. Oh God, it was so awful, right? Woke drivel, right? Woke, empowerment, representative drivel, right? Representation would be great if it wasn't always drivel, but it always is, right? Indefensible. Of course they're going to blame me for the failure. You better come out as queer now, Verada, right? Start tongue kissing a chick, okay? In public. This is just good career advice. Although the pendulum's swinging, I know. But again, Doctor Who is the last bastion, right? They're like, no, I'm hanging on. I'm never going to go. It really is. Oh. Anyway. With that, ladies and gentlemen, let us get to the chat. Lottie is here. How are you doing, Lottie? Thank you for joining. As is Darren M. How are you doing, Darren M? When I think Darren M, I always think of Severance. New episode tomorrow. Very excited. Okay, bit of an aside, right? I really like Stephen Knight. Great writer. He's done a lot of stuff. I think he did Peaky Blinders. Done a lot of stuff. I think it's great. So I saw that he wrote this series on. There's 2 series actually. I want to say on Apple Plus. Because I have Apple Plus right now. C, and the other show is For All Mankind, right? Ron D. Moore did that. Now, what's put me off For All Mankind is I feel it sounded like it was kind of woke. Like it was like the right stuff, but women. It was an alternative universe where women went to Mars. Or so. I don't know. But I got to give it a chance. C is about like a world where everyone's blind. I'm like, it doesn't really. It stars Jason Momoa. It doesn't really appeal. So, okay, you know what? I'll give the first couple of minutes see a go. See if it sucks me in, right? And it starts off by saying there was a virus that wiped out most of the population. Only 2 million people were left. And those that survived lost their eyesight, right? Now, 350 years later, sight is like a myth. People don't remember it at all. And even the mention of it is like taboo. It's like wrong. And so then it goes to like this cave people who are all blind, and this woman's giving birth. I'm like, I don't want to watch a woman give birth. Look, this stuff. No. But I've really got to go through with that. That's a little bit. I also got to go through For All Mankind. Anyway, that being said, where am I up to? John Jordan's here. John Jordan, just driving home. You're probably home by now. T is here. Do you watch Melon Rattler on YouTube? No, I don't. Oh, it's a great name. RJ is here doing RJ. Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you are. Yes, indeed. Con Archer is here. Someone just needs to edit the rooftop scenes to insert John Hurt. Rooftop scene of what? In the it's interesting. I was going to review it. I listened to the latest War Doctor box set, and I thought Jonathan Carey is great at doing it. I won't do the review yet, though, right? I mean, it's but it was a slog listening to it. I am like, and what really annoyed me is I just started listening to the new Stephen Noonan First Doctor one, and I got through the first episode of that, and that was like a breeze, right? I had it was like, yeah. So I don't know. I have to, but I can't listen to something new. I can't. I try and listen to things, otherwise I just never will, right? Hold on a second. Yeah, let me zoom this in. I'll give you a sneak peek of Saturday's thumbnail. 1 second. But this is going to go along with the news that the Sony Spider-Verse is dead, right? And I got a few captions I'm going to think of. But Sydney Sweeney, you just do us proud, darling, right? You just do us proud. Well done, Sydney. Oh yes, you get 2 thumbs up from the Rabbi. Yeah, it's we love a bit of AI. Let me close that. Doink. Get back to the thumbnail. Oh man, I'm just like, I could go all day, baby. I'm fine. Although again, man, I have 2 really good dinner options tonight. Okay, then we really will get into Doctor Who stuff, right? Last night, awesome, right? I got this hot and sour soup that neighbor is a chef makes, so it's fantastic, right? Oh, just really hit the spot. I was like, what I really want to go with this is lo mein. I've been wanting lo mein for ages. So I said, can you pick stuff up? I'll make it. My wife insisted on making it. I felt bad, but she did, right? So she made it awesome. Oh God, it was so good. So we got the leftovers of that, which is fantastic. And then from Sabbath, like last week, we still got 2 big chunky bits of lasagna that we had for we had that for lunch, I think. Yeah, we had it for lunch. And it's really good. It's just me and my wife now. It's so weird. But like this evil fake meat that Bill Gates is making, he thinks he's doing it to take over the world. No, it's so Jews can have meat and cheese together, which is a prophecy of the end of days, right? You mix meat and milk, which is forbidden in Jewish law. But I've got this like fake meat for the lasagna. Awesome. So I got 2 good dinner options lined up. Okay, as you asked, Friday night we were trying to work out the menu. It's with me and my wife. We are going for miso soup, followed by a teriyaki glazed salmon and rice, I think, jasmine rice, and I think some broccoli or garlic broccoli or green beans, something along those lines. And then for lunch, this was Sabbath. We're having mushroom barley soup with meat in it. And my wife bought a rye bread from a local baker, and they got a bunch of deli. So we'll have that and deli sandwiches. Oh, man! It's Jewy heaven, baby. Jewy heaven. It's all your favorite Jewy flavors from fishy to salty. It's all there. Anyway, let us get to the chat. I'm at 7:04. Fuck me. And the chat, I've only got to 7:04. It's 7:44. Okay, I've really got to catch up. Yes, it's all stunning and brave. Oh, Russell D. Davis, a creepy lady who made a book aimed at children that got banned from schools for being creepy. Aye, and also, telling them how to be raped by adults conveniently using an app. We should have got her for Maya or you thought no, it's woken now. We're in more fucked up territory, right? David Tennant was my new Who fave until he spoke to us in that twat. Yeah. I mean, I wish Eccleston did another season or 2. I love Matt Smith and Capaldi, right? They are. And I like John Hurt as well. Quite frankly, I think they were all worked out. I like David Bradley. So we have the Darren M, Solder Engines. I've said I do. Give Doctor Who a long haze, maybe a few decades. No, I don't know. I think it's going to be no more than 2 years. And I think that'd be fine. I think Star Trek's up for a 2-year break as well, right? Because it's basically 2 years because you got to start with a whole new production team from the ground up. It's 2 years from like start to like 18 months minimum. Honestly, what I would like to see them do is much lower budget, both Star Trek and Doctor Who, right? That's one of the things that made the 90s, the 2000 version of Doctor Who and the 90s version of Star Trek work so well, right? That they were confined to this budget and they had to write well, right? Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. Trump 2.0, I know Kung Fu. Man, I've really been in the mood to watch Inception again, right? Man, there's some great fights it was in. I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I haven't seen him in much for ages. He's just a great... I liked him in Third Rock from the Sun, right? He's great in everything, right? Me no right, Trump. Me get kicked out of office by security. What I do now? What do I tell President Ping now? It's a Speedy Rich. Well, I don't know. You'll think of saying on the way to the gallows. Trump is more winner pointers than anyone, and they're all hot. I mean, listen, Tulsi Gabbard, such a great choice, very hot also, right? I think it's because she's like so incredibly good at everything that makes her so hot. But yeah, no, it's like and that she's like being slimed, and she's like so much dignity. Oh, I love Tulsi Gabbard. Like, what a hero, right? She is a real genuine hero. I think that makes her hotter, right? I do. I think that makes her hotter. The mention come John regards of the Lotus Eaters. I did wonder when I first saw the article. Okay, if you want to know why they're giving, even if Islam permits contraception. No, there was a thing a few years ago where they took condoms, they filled them with helium, and then attached to sentry devices, sent them over the fence, right? And it burnt down all the fields, all the farmlands around, like thousands of acres, right? Because even if you bring them down, it starts the fire. That's what it's for. That's 100% what it's for. You don't need 400 condoms for each man in Gaza. No, they would. Everything's a fucking weapon to kill a Jew with. Right? Everything. Right? That's what Gaza is. They're fucking animals. Yeah, and man, it sounds like Trump wants to transfer them to Jordan and Egypt while we thin out the Hamas population. Because once we get all those hostages back, the living hostages back, once we don't believe there's any more alive there, they're all going to die. Right? They are all going to motherfucking die. You can take that to the bank. They are all. Listen, I would like the good Lord to do it, but if he wants to, they are all going to die. We could have wiped that. We could have wiped them out 100 times over, but they had the hostages. Once they lose that leverage, fuck them. Right? When it's going to political correctness, it goes back to the late 80s. That is true, says Bobby D75. Fine, where are we going to? I hadn't known before, but the Lotus Eaters also mentioned the really bad criminals are sent to be sent to Guantanamo Bay. Yeah, it's a great plan. I mean, they should have a runway and to just like ship them back out to wherever they come from. Fuckity bye bye. That's what I say. Fuckity bye bye. I'm still not sure. Conrad said that if I think All Mankind was woke or well thought out world setting in which progressive points actually make sense. Well, that's how you get things made nowadays. That's essentially how you get things made. That it's there's a lot of things that fit woke but are like a quality. I'm trying to think now. I can't think of any of them. I mean, Brave New World, maybe. No, that wasn't woke enough. I know, but that's exactly how. I mean, look, Todd Phillips was very smart in working out how to use the current movie trends to make a movie or a fantastic movie on mental illness. right? Joker, right? And then they made him do Joker fully to do it, and he's like, oh. And he clearly didn't want to do it, right? He clearly didn't want to do it. Fine. Let us get... and Joe Swift is, how you doing, Joe? Thank you for joining us. Okie dokie. Fine. And tomorrow you'll be able to check out Doctor Who News. Russell D. Davis. Relentless queer obsession destroys Doctor Who. Yes, it does. Fan AI is this future. Stunning new advances. Well, we saw that on Tuesday. Ew, gross. That doesn't look very diverse. We identify as Daleks. Well, that's all okay then. Yes. I'm sorry, but the trouble is that's so incredibly accurate. Okay, Verada. Okay, Danny, you gotta go. I'm sorry. We love you, right? We love you, but we have to get to, we have to move on from lusting over you to actually talking about Doctor Who. Okay, where do we start? Well, I know where we start. I think I've got this worked out. No, not there. Where is this? It? I think it's opening up. Yeah, there you go. Bingo. Just got to get to the right page. Man, it's Doctor Who magazine, issue 613. 613 is a very important Kabbalistic number. Right, here we go. The new Doctor Who magazine's out, and sorry, didn't mean to do that. And they got a new sonic screwdriver. Who gives a shit? This is actually the best looking one, I have to tell you. But like, who gives a shit? Again, this is not how they thought things were going down. All this was written a couple of years ago. And when they wrote it a couple of years ago, they thought it will be going gangbusters and every moment would be fantastic. Right? Joe Martin, who apparently in the magazine is told that she is the first Doctor for the audio adventures. The John Pertwee season 7, they got a very good season 7 preview. Again, Doctor Who magazine remains, I would say, a solid magazine for all Doctor Who fans. Amazingly enough, and I'm like, it's just the current era so fucking obnoxious that if you can't stand it, I get that. But there's a lot of very good content here that's from Classic, right? Supersonic, get up to speed with the new season. I couldn't give a shit, mate. Right, couldn't give a shit. Galactic Nation with the Quarks, love the Quarks. Track down a mysterious Clack, what did the dinosaurs do for us? That's good. It's kind of funny. Okay. Again. Yeah. This guy, very well known in fandom. This person was clearly a lady, very well known in fandom. I did not have such a good experience with them. Evil anti-Semitic cunt, I think is the word I would use, right? What's anime hoi? That's a Time Hotel. The trouble. Okay, here's the trouble with the Pertwee era. Right? Everything always looks so bloody grey and miserable. Oh man, they should have used some special effects to make it look not so shitty. Well, Caroline John looks like she wants to die of cold, or she's going to. Man, can you imagine John Pertwee had the fugitive Dr. Ruth's production values? We'll read this column on Sunday, on Saturday and Sunday. Second century infiltration. I'm kind of intrigued by this, but everything Big Finish puts out recently is cack. So I like, if somebody wants to, I pick some people who share me stuff. If it comes on an illegal download site, I would illegally download it and try it out. And if I liked it, I would buy it. But I'm not going to get it on spec. I'm sorry. Right? Especially considering, like, again, I just listened to another Big Finish box set that I ultimately, I think, oh man, I really would have enjoyed not paying for that. Right? California Garden. Oh, we got to get to this. We got to get to Juno Dawson is the kiss of death. Right? I mean, Alam's, deeply anti-Semitic rants as he reads out Hamas press releases doesn't particularly endear me to him. Right? Pete Matee, Phil, happy for you. Juno Dawson, look, Juno Dawson's a really dodgy person. She wrote this book about essentially teaching kids how to hook up with adults to have sex with them, right? That's called rape. I don't know what that's called rape. That's not a good thing. Here, do I still think? Oh yeah, 1 second. It's not a good thing. Rape bad. We don't, especially raping children, really bad. Right? All those things are bad. You don't want to be raping children, right? And you don't want to be facilitating the rape of children, right? Which is, I think, what Juno Dawson did, I'm afraid. Oh, here it is. Let me show you. This is from her, This Book is Gay, right? And again, there's this thing that, like, gay people, sometimes they like to help young gay people come out and do it. Yeah, but you've got to do it in a non-sexual way. Otherwise, it's called rape. Right? Not good. Yeah, this is one about how sex apps work. Why are you writing a children's book about sex apps? At all. This is that right there. It's disgusting. I'm sorry. Upload a tiny pic of yourself to the app. No, don't do that. The app works out your location. Don't let it find you. The app tells you the nearest where the nearest homosexuals are. Okay. You then chat to them because they're near, it's easy to meet up. This is fucking disgusting. I'm sorry, I'm not being approved. That is facilitating child rape. That's a bad thing. Dawson's book explores growing up as an LGBTQ+. You shouldn't be having sex. Yeah, out of wedlock, I would say. And addresses a variety of issues, including sex politics and stereotypes. However, the book has been challenged due to sections that provide detailed advice on anal and oral sex and sexting. Yeah, no, leave my fucking kids alone, you pervert fuck. And I don't think it's bigoted to call you pervert fuck for this pervert fucking fuck that's fucking here right now. Man, pervert fucking fuck that's fucking here right now. That's how I feel about it. This objectification of children's bodies should also raise a critical eyebrows. Alice says, the fact that I exist is enough. The fact I'm young is a bonus. I'm a blow-up doll, added to Alice boast about her little perky boobs. Right? These views can only be cultivated in a porn-saturated society, as can the... I agree that we're in a porn-saturated society. Around Alice's disturbing confession that he, legally still a child, is having an active app-based sex life with the books that use the phrase, let them use your body and get fucked on both ends. Fuck me. Like a little piggy. And you're a fucking cum slut. Worse, this tranny whore. Bloody hell. Should not be recommended to children. You think? Yeah, so that's why people are not so on board for Juno fucking Dawson, right? Oh, Juno fucking... Oh, but of course, she's a victim. Oh, she's the real victim here. Yeah, 1 second. I think we have... she put out a video. The video's called Juno Dawson is a bloke. Of course, Juno Dawson is a girl with a penis.
Yesterday was a real reminder that trans people cannot publicly have success. We're not allowed.
Okay, here's the thing. You can publicly have success, but the problem is you're dictating your religion to me that says that you are a woman, when to me you clearly look like a bloke in a dress, right? I'm sorry you look like a bloke in a dress to me. But you do look like a bloke, and I think your ideas are corrosively evil to society. I don't think you're an evil person. Maybe you are. She could be as well. I don't know. Yeah, look, I'm saying she. Okay, I'm doing the right thing. Right? It's not that you're trans. It's that you wrote a book so children can be raped by adults. That's bad. We don't want you near a kid's show if you've done that, right? Yeah, it's not like you've done it and say, oh, whoops. No. Yeah, Conrad said, here's an idea. Try looking for success as a person, not an identity.
Do well. without getting just a slew of shit on social media.
Look, darling, you're a very dodgy person, right? You are a very dodgy person. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't want you around kids because you're a very dodgy person, right? You're in the Jimmy Savile category. You got to understand that's who you are because of what you've done, right? You're literally in the Jimmy Savile category. I think you're more. I would. Yeah, listen. I could convince myself, right? I could convince you're a more benign version of that. But you're in that category. And also, you're trying to destroy society. See, I think this is your kink. I think being viewed as a woman is a sexual kink for you, right? Which is, and I think it is for most, like, hardcore trans people. I think it's a kink. And God bless you, enjoy your kink. But, like, you're trying to embed your kink into... It's like suddenly... all girls have got to dress in a schoolgirl outfit with like stocking and suspenders and heels all the time. That's my identity, right? I just identify. That's a kink, right? You can have some people in nurses' outfits, although I never understand why nurses are sexy. That's always thought that was weird, right?
Like, I should be able to do my job without being abused. No.
You weren't abused, and you only got your job because you're a chick with a dick, right? I hate to be, blunt, but yeah, everything you've got in life is from your identity. I listened to your frankly awful redacted podcast, right? And nothing made me dislike trans people more than your depiction of them. Like vacuous, self-obsessed whiners that think the world revolves around them. I'm sorry that I don't think you're a woman. For fuck's sake. You don't believe in God. It's all cool. We can all believe different fucking things. Stop telling me I have to believe what you believe.
Particularly on Twitter. I mean, I deleted my main account years ago, but I looked.
No. You didn't delete your main account. Your main account was suspended for your abusive behavior. Fucking lying cunt. Like, why are you lying? Like, I deleted. No, you didn't. It's, and again, in America, here. Did I show this? I don't think I did show this. In America, this is why good things are happening.
What it's like being transgender under this new administration. I just got my new passport in the mail and they changed the gender to male because of Donald Trump. In case y'all want proof, there's my picture, very cunty. And yeah, there's that big ugly M. Yay!
Yeah, this is just insane narcissism. And I'm sorry it's come to this, but it's just where this is insane narcissism.
Was saying on the So I got to thinking count, and it's really disgusting. Like, people should not be allowed to say those things about someone.
Like, well, I don't want you around children. I don't want you connected to a child. You seem to want to corrosively infect children with a evil ideology that will destroy them, that will sterilize them, that will destroy their lives. Right? I don't want you around children. I think it's I just look based on what you've done and who you. Yes.
Yeah, and it's just because I'm trans. If I was cisgender, I don't think.
You're cisgender and you acted normal. It's you'll still be an irritating, self-obsessed cunt. I think, right? If you acted like a normal person, you acted like a normal person. It wouldn't matter who you are, but you don't act like a normal person.
There would be an issue, but I need to ignore that.
Okay, could you spend your fucking life trying to convince your little boys to cut their fucking penises off? I am sorry. That's a red flag, right? That is a red. If you support transgendered surgery on minors, which you do, All right, that's a red flag. I imagine that I think there's a good chance the future Doctors in the season
because I won.
Yeah, you won. Exactly. You won. Everybody else lost. And that's all about you winning. That's why people can't stand you. Because it's all about you winning. Not right, not wrong, just you winning. All you fucking care about. Oh, so gross. But if it wasn't woke enough, he always got Rose Eiling Ellis there. Oh yeah. Yeah, what's she gonna do when she meets the Daleks? Not that they're gonna be in the season because nothing interesting there. Right. We will exterminate you. What? Do you just running like I can't hear it. Do you have sign language? Fuck me. What we gonna do? Wait there! And they go and invent like a sign language plunger. I exterminate you. Ah! I mean, like, that's not gonna work well, okay? That's just not gonna work well. Tom Baker made a MBE well overdue, right? Put to the BFI. Okay, whatever. I wish I bought these Chronicles when they first started coming out, but I didn't. I can't catch up. This is a fucking fortune. Right, this is the Eagle Moss, Master Replicas now. They were like 10, 15 pounds. What was that? Like each issue was like 10, 15 pounds. I can't remember. Like 10 pounds maybe. They brought their shooty figure. It's a good sculpt. You know how I know it's a good sculpt? A good sculpt. I hate him looking at this here. Right? It's a good sculpt. 109 pounds? Fuck me. Does he come and give you a hand job as well? Probably does. Oh, here I go. I mean, he always seems very obliging. Why are they make? Honestly, Ian Levine just brought out a Savages and it's really good. Why are they doing it? I just don't understand why they're going along with this. This is now, even this is very dated. But everything about Doctor Who is behind the times. Oh, shoot, you shit, the Doctor. Like, yeah, we'll read this on the Saturday. The spinning that their ratings are actually very, very good. Yes. We made everything get low ratings, and so now our ratings don't look bad. I mean, fuck off. Like, why is everything about you being a queer fuck bunny? Everything is about shooting up with being a fuck bunny. Oh, the worst part of War Games in Color. No, the worst part was the edit. That might have been the worst part. I don't know. See the future. Oh, come back. See the future Doctor. Come face with Bernie Sanders. They just released the trailer for her solo thing. Oh, we might look at that in a second. Here she is. Now, apparently, in the interview, she says she was the. Here. The Future Doctor was part of the TARDIS Child storyline introduced Jodie Whittaker's second series. Most of us probably inferred that since she was about the Doctor, she predated what we previously were told was the first Doctor. Not so quick, says Chris Chibnall. As plans were drawn up to expand the world of this recently revealed incarnation in the Big Finish audios, the former showrunner decreed that we shouldn't be too certain about where she fits into established lore. Okay. I think there's a lot of fans out there that are really hung up on that. That's true. Quite a few want to know where in canon do I come. You don't. You're not in canon. Everything post-Capaldi is in canon. They'll come and ask me on my train journeys. Listen, you have to ask Mr. Chimnall because I didn't write it. He didn't know. He didn't care. All I know is when I took the job, they were trying to explain my Doctor to me and told me I was going to how it was going to work, and I was the first Doctor. So I was like, okay, that was the plan. Thank you. Let's see if we can get a trailer. Look at that, Don Martin looking like the Doctor. Good for him. I like that he's so made up as well. I mean, he's such a nice chap. He really is. Let me find the trailer. Big Finish. Doink. There you go. It must be on their Twats. It was recently. Citizen Wars out. I'm not into no. The last one was kind of naff, right? They're not. They yeah. The thing, you can't keep having shit things come out and me still support you. It's yeah. It says if you've had a very, very bad track record of it. Is this it? Yeah. Future Docs. 1 second. Download on that. Oh, I should have gone to their YouTube. That would have been much cleverer. But there you go. Never accuse me of planning and foresight. That was a good-looking trailer from the first second I saw. Fugitive Doctor. I mean, again, I wonder if there's an audience for this. I really don't know. You know, everybody wants to believe that they're in the vast majority, and who knows? Who knows? Anyway, you know what? This thing is so intently insane and evil. I think it's probably a good idea to bring another mind on board. You know, a meager mind though it is, we'll be okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, in the Valley of the Blind, the one-eyed man is king. Maybe he's seen C. I don't know. I've only saw the first 5 minutes of it, and I wasn't that blown away by it. I will tell you, right? I will tell you. Maybe he has. Who knows what dares do? It's called Birmingham's King of the Geek. Dan Hadley, how you doing, sir?
I've seen nothing. I know nothing. Honestly, officer, I've no idea.
Have you seen the TV show C?
C. This is with Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa. I was interested in it because it had written by Stephen Knight, who I really like.
Stephen Knight, right? Yeah.
He's really good. And it's Jason Momoa, and but they're all blind. I'm like, I'm not really into that. So the premise is, I watched the first 5 minutes and I switched off.
Yes.
The premise is that a plague attacks the world, right? And only 2 million humans survive. Those that survive are all blind. This is 350 years later. Sight is like a myth, and it's like a taboo thing to talk about. And then it cuts to a cave woman having a baby with another kid. Like you see, I'm like, I don't want to see a chick have a baby in real life in a cave. Leave me alone. I'm not going to be in the mood for that. I am not in the mood for that. Right? That's basically where I was.
Based on your description, I'm already out. I got to be honest.
I know, but it's night. I feel I should really push through it and get through an episode. Right? I don't think it's fair to give something. You know, although you know what I'm rewatching right now, I'm really enjoying it. Succession. That's a great show. You ever saw that?
No, I've seen a poster. It looks sort of like head fucky.
Yes. That sounds. That should have been their tagline.
It looks my sort of thing, like being John Malkovich kind of thing.
Oh no, it's not like that. It's more like Rupert Murdoch and Family, the series, right? It's like about this very dysfunctional family of he's a billionaire media magnate. I don't know. Anyway,
like the story of my life, Rabbi.
What was that? I was just going over the magazine. Have you seen your copy yet?
Well, I've seen it. It's behind me on the chair there. But I haven't opened it, which is that's what I come to you for. I just part with money for these things now and get you to tell me all about it instead.
Is it polybagged again? Why is it polybagged?
It's not polybagged. No, it's just I haven't opened. When I say I haven't opened it, I haven't so much as cracked open the spine yet. I've been too busy actually doing things that adults are supposed to do, I suppose. I don't know where the day's gone. Yeah.
Although, you know what? I found out we were paying an internet bill of how much is it? Like £100 a month or something like that for a company that we cancelled 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Like literally, we spent like 50 grand on those. I'm like, what?
The bastards.
What can you do?
Yeah, this is looking all right.
Joe Martin features heavily. The rumor is. Rumor is I think it's over here. Yeah, Joe Martin is the feature in season 2, season 15, or shall we call it the final season? It's looking worse and worse right now. There's no Christmas special. I think that's been here. What's that? What was this over there? Yeah, John Gilman's 21 wasn't with this.
This is interesting. So the story that I broke last Thursday, which I've been called all sorts of names for, is now starting to appear in the mainstream.
Oh, okay. You broke this?
Well, I say I broke it. I mean, it's information that I received. But This was last week, so I don't know if
even if they start shooting, even if they get the order now, I don't think they can make it in time.
I don't know why anybody was labouring under the idea that a 2025 Christmas special would have been ordered with the previous block, because that's not how it works. It's never been how it works. As for this article, I mean, no. As I said on Type 40 Live last week, no further Christmas special has been filmed. That doesn't mean to say they won't make one. They've got a window, but it's shrinking all the time.
I mean, like, March is really after that they're done.
I'd push it later than that. I'd say they've got until May at the very latest to get principal photography done, and that's at the very latest.
Well, I don't know. I don't see them getting that order. I don't see there being a third season order right now. I really, really don't.
No. Well,
not in the near future, anyway.
As I said, the BBC themselves are pushing on with Doctor Who, as I understand it, and that's not something that's in question. But right. the exit of the global streaming partner they've had for the last couple of years, that exit has thrown everything up the pictures. Any time scales they had in play, and therefore a great deal of contracts, which I suppose would have been in play too, are now in jeopardy. So
I do not think that you're going to get a shooty season 3. If you get season 3, I don't think you're going to get a shooty season 3.
Again, it's possible because they have got him signed to it, but they've got him signed to a period of time rather than material. So if they decide that season 3 is 3 episodes, then that's their season 3, and they've got him for X amount of time to film that. Do you see what I'm saying? Whereas, so there's all this. There's more. It's more malleable than I think sometimes. I forget how malleable these things are.
Like a couple of specials for season 3, right? That's interesting. I hadn't thought of that.
He's got no. Ncuti Gatwa has no profile in Britain at all. Nobody really knows who he is. And I don't think that even Jodie Whittaker.
That's it. The love is.
People knew that. Oh, that's the chick that's meant to be Doctor Who now. Even if they didn't know her by name, if you show people a picture, they go, "Oh, that's the." They go, "Oh, yeah, they've done that." There was an awareness. There's no awareness amongst the British public now.
I think there's more awareness of Joe Martin, quite frankly. Sorry, this is from what's it? Instagram. There's a new account called Disney Doctor Who, apparently, sharing a picture of Joe Martin. That's somewhat tentative. I don't know. I like Doctor Who production news.
When you say sharing a picture, do you mean this picture or another? Or
this picture? I'm like here. 1 second. This
because that looks like that's a piece of fan art. That's because I know that artist.
Yeah, Blue Box Artworks, right?
Yeah.
But you got Joe Martin sharing it. Okay. And then, thank you, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Disney Doctor Who. I know, nobody heard of Disney Doctor Who, but they're saying that this is an indication that she may be in season 3. I doubt it, but it seems like a terrible creative choice, which means that is in Russell Lee Davis's wheelhouse right now.
Russell, I think what people have got to bear in mind. And bear in mind that I've seen some things this week, so I know some of what's been said, but that's the first time I've seen that. What people have got to bear in mind is that Jo Martin isn't any kind of expert on any of this. She's a jobbing actress.
Right.
She's in middle age. You can see she seems like a pretty genuine person from what I've heard.
Yeah,
she doesn't really understand any of this. I think she's excited by it and flattered by it. But all of this circus, it's completely outside her kind of parameters of experience. So when you've got a situation where somebody like that goes on social media, and she's not a massive social media user, she's just going to put in any old hashtag or whatever. A lot of it is politeness, wishing to engage with the people who wish her well. That's all it really is. And I think that if people, particularly on the other side of the aisle, people who want to see more of her incarnation of the Doctor or whatever, are going to read a lot of things into that. As I understand it, the reports that she's in season 2, absolute bullshit. Nowhere near it.
Again, the
bullshit.
The only evidence of that is it's a terrible idea, and that's the sort of ideas.
And therefore, assume they're going to do it. Yeah.
Therefore, it kind of fits, right? I don't know. Listen, season 3, get Don Martin in. That's what I say. Honestly, it'll be way better. Don Martin, Pete McTeague, You guys go on. I think you'll do. I think you'll get my seal of approval.
But the thing about Dom is that he's very likable.
He is. I was just talking before we came. He is. He's very personal, very like.
Yeah.
That's why I don't want to take a massive shit on this because I know it's a big deal for him. But it's not for me. What I tell you, it's just not for me. But like,
He's taken. I suppose you've seen it. His posts on social media, and I know Dom a little. He's been on the show and stuff like that. And I wouldn't say we're mates, but we're friends. We know one another.
Right.
And his pictures, it's very difficult not to be won over by somebody who is so genuine.
He infuses charm and personality, like the Doctor should really do.
Well, yeah. I think we've become unaccustomed to seeing people who are pretty front facing, fairly genuine, pretty open about stuff, about their good points and bad points, and and put what talent theyve got out on display. You know, Dominic Martin's not Robert De Niro. Nobody's saying that.
But he could certainly be trained. John Carey, who plays the War Doctor, also
fabulous.
Because he was trained by Louis Jameson on a first box set. He's fabulous. I mean, he just. Yeah. I just finished listening to the new War Doctor box set, and the only thing good about it. It was generally mediocre, but he's always excellent, right? I think he sells anything to me. So there you go. This is a scripted screen talking about the Time Hotel. Don't really care. But I have to say, Doctor Who magazine nowadays is a very good balance of old and new. I got to take my hat off to Jason.
It's getting there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. Like, it doesn't interest me, but there's quite a lot in here that does. Right?
I mean, I'm glad. When I spoke to him in September, Simon and I, we've said some in the few months before. We were a little bit nervous about it because we'd said some critical things of the magazine, but he was very kind of. I don't think he knew what we'd been saying as such, but I think he knew that there'd been a bit of that the magazine hadn't been going down too well lately, and he said to us that it was something he was gradually turning around. He viewed it very much as a long-term commitment to kind of reshape the magazine. Yeah, he wasn't critical of his predecessors. He's too professional for that. But he did say that he'd got a creative kind of balance that he wanted to try and strike, and they weren't there yet. And that's all he really said. But on the evidence of the last 2 or 3 issues, I think they're kind of getting there.
I think they've been there for quite a while, actually. Hang on a second. Let's look at how many. I'll tell you exactly how many. Hang on. We'll go to my library after. And then I'll go to.
I'll hold on 1 second. I'll get my.
613, 612.
So I've got just to prove everybody that I do put my money where my mouth is. I think people think I just download this stuff.
All right, 609 is when it turned around. So this is 5 months of being decent. 609 was a decent issue, right?
Yeah.
So good for him.
There are things I still don't like about things I wouldn't do, but I think that the balance is far better.
Yeah, listen, because I took such a shit on it when it was poor. I feel I should really support it when it's like. And here's the thing: I really regret I didn't get. I should have been buying these from the beginning. These Chronicles, they look great.
Yeah. I've got some of them.
Really missed the trick with them.
They're so expensive. I've got some of them.
How much are they?
Oh, £12-13 now.
Okay, you want to see expensive? Check this out. This is cray. Here. The little eagle moss figure, right? The little one, what they bring on a shooty. It's a good sculpt. You know, it's a good sculpt because I want to hit him in the face there.
Because he looks like a wanker.
Have a guess how much this is. Do you know?
I know I have seen this. It's well over £100, I think.
£109. Are you having a laugh? Really? No.
Does it double up as a sort of bottle opener or anything like that?
I guess the shooty fans can use it to shove it up their arse.
Insert it into it.
That's the sort of thing I think that he will do. Inside box season of season 7. A lot of good stuff. Anyway, so now they got now we'll talk about the Savages. Because you know what? I'm really kind of like the Savages coming out in animated. It seems so out of date now. I'm sorry. The stuff that AI's been doing, stuff that Ian Levine's been doing, these animations. I just looked at some stills like, oh, God, That looks stupid.
I think Ian's kind of knocked them into a cocked hat, really, now. I was talking about this, actually, I think it was a couple of weeks ago with Simon, and we were trying to work out when they started this line of animations. And it's been a good few years, isn't it? Since before
Invasion, about 20 years ago.
That's a bloody long time.
About 20 years ago. I think it was before well before the show came back.
I mean, even if we just look to the sort of recent crop, the Power of the Daleks onwards, it's still knocking on for like 8 or 9 years.
That iteration of it, that was since the Capaldi years, which is what, about
good old whack. Yeah.
This iteration's been the better ones, apart from the Gary Russell ones have been a bit naff. So okay, it's a good idea having an article on the Savages as it's coming out this month. So I do it next month, but I understand them putting it in. It's just again, why don't they just hire Callum Weston to do all of it? Every time I see, I'm like, why? Why are you doing?
Because it's all well and good, but why don't they just give it to? Yeah,
it's just so stupid. It's beyond belief.
I think there's a unit of people who work really closely together. They all trust one another, and they probably have like a workflow which they know they can rely on to get stuff done within a reasonable period of time to contract. In all fairness, again, this is something I've spoken to Gary Russell about a little. Again, I know Gary, but I don't know him. He cares. He really cares about what he's doing, but it's obviously a job of work first and foremost. Whereas I think with Ian Levine, you've got somebody who's genuinely, I don't want to use the word obsessed. And actually, no, Ian would admit to being obsessed, but driven. I'd rather use the word driven with Ian. He has a vision and passion and has a real way of motivating people, of rallying people.
Strength, right? It's amazing. He's got Trump-like strength, and he would hate me saying that, but he does.
He's one of the most incredible people.
The never Trump people. They're really having a rough time, right? Yeah, because he was doing so much stuff over the first 10 days, Trump, right? It was like, I said, it was like Neo from the Matrix. It was moving too fast. They couldn't, right? But now they kind of like went, we're at they can't, they've got their breath and managed to start screaming. They are in meltdown beyond meltdowns. I really feel bad for them, genuinely.
I can't quite muster any pity at present, but obviously that could change.
Anyway, Savage's article.
So
got a really good deep dive into the Blu-ray box set, which I'm very excited. Okay, so this is a solid article, right? I was certainly Marcus Ernzel was previewing it, so it's going to be detail orientated. This is like a go-to that I would actually. You know what I was watching recently? I think it came out in the season 10 box set. Matthew Sweet hosted a documentary about the Third Doctor. It had Mark Gatiss and Stephen Moffat. Excellent, Stephen Moffat. I've really enjoyed that. Right, I very much enjoyed the Ambassadors.
The redesign has really helped it as well. The way the images are laid out is far better than it's been in a while now. This gradual revamp they've had of the magazine.
Right. And it's more contemporary. What is it? Has Ambassadors of Death been in color? It was in color when it was released, wasn't it? I just remember it in black and white when I was probably around when I'm younger.
The last version, the DVD version, it took them a long time, didn't it, to lick it into shape? This new version, as I understand, leaves that one in the dust.
You know what I've really got to watch, and again, I saw this from their documentary. Mark Gatiss points out that the Hammer version of Quatermass in the Pit was the template for Pertwee Doctor Who. Essentially, Quatermass was Doctor Who, and the Colonel, whatever, was the Brigadier.
Yeah.
And it was the template for Doctor Who. I've really got to watch it again.
I can believe that.
1080p. This not out on 4K. I would so watch that on 4K. Yeah.
No, there's a nice Blu-ray out from, I think it's from the BFI or somebody like that. It's a nice edition out.
And Inferno, it's so exciting. I love Inferno. Although I love Ambassador, but Inferno, that sounds cool. So again, this is a really solid article. Well done. This is a really weird article. It's about a guy who was in the Yeti costume. Son, I think.
Yeah. And this chap here, the guy in the red T-shirt, he's on X this afternoon, sort of saying, "Oh my God, I'm in Doctor Who magazine," that's lovely too.
So he's John Lord, the guy who wrote it.
Richard Lloyd, is this his grandson or something, or his son?
Oh yeah, fine. John meets up with Richard. Fine, it's okay. Oh, it's kind of cute. Just I can't imagine being bored enough to read it. Right? It's never going to happen. But this is a thing that will interest me as well. It's Ken Ledson, who was the production director. If he did the Destiny of the Daleks, I love those little mines on the. I bought the action figure of it. I got it over there.
Yeah.
I love the little mines on the little bombs on there. So it's such a great time. You never saw the back without the bumps, did you? On the show. Well, am I right?
I can't remember. I don't think you did.
I don't think
you saw. To be honest, there's quite a few rickety moments, weren't there?
Well, they had like some really cheap ones. They just to blow up. I think that was it. I do like production design, so I would. This is up my alley.
Yeah, I would jump all. Well, I've got it all to go through, but yeah, it looks fabulous.
He didn't design the Movellans. I love the Movellans. I don't know why I like the Movellans so much.
It does look like the set of Swap Shop or something, doesn't it?
It probably was. He did Blake 7. You got Blake 7 Street, right? You'll tell us about that, sorry. Okay, this article I'm never going to read. I'm sorry. It's about a guy who was in a monster suit. I don't care. I don't care. Look, good for you. I'm glad you got the job. Well done. Oh, look, he's been in lots of things. I don't care. And it's what? How many pages? 6 pages?
That's a lot for a guy who's stood around under rubber.
Come on. That's
I mean, unless he's got some exclusive images, but I suppose. But even so, well,
me. Nobody agrees with me about this, but I think the core idea of the Cyberlords was a good one. I would love to see the Cybermen master Invasion of Gallifrey. To create Cyberlords. Again, everybody disagrees with me. I think
I hate it. I've got to be honest.
Vive la difference. And also, I thought this Low Cyberman was a great last Cyberman.
He was fine. Yeah, he was fine.
But again, just not held together with the workable scripts. All right, that's what I'm going on. And I'm never getting. I hate these games. They like
look so shit.
They do. I mean, like, people must play them. I know. Millie, don't go into fandom. You just got out. Run, darling, run. You'll meet perverts like me. Listen to Marina Sirtis. She'll tell you to get out now.
Oh, poor Millie.
Fantastic. Yeah. Okay, I don't like this being over here. Okay, Jason, you got to move it to the front again. Okay, this is wrong.
Yeah, that belongs in the front, really.
Awards, do anybody care about? Eddie Marson. Bonnie Langford joins the cast of Stephen Sondheim's old friends. She is always working. Jonathan Ross, don't care. Rose Eiling Ellis. I don't watch it. It's also fucking woke. Matt Smith says, what's Matt Smith done?
Yeah, I refuse to get too excited about Rose Eiling Ellis. Firstly,
exactly.
she hasn't even been in the show yet. And she's probably only going to be in it for about 10 minutes anyway. She's a very pretty girl, but not. Apart from that, I can't really think of anything.
She's deaf. Okay, stop. That's the only.
Well, you do wonder.
No, I don't. I know. It's quite easy, right? What's this? Jensen Dyke reigns supreme, but wonders Christian Dornack, who's in charge of facilities. I would read that. I don't know. That sounds kind of funny.
Yeah,
I would read that. That sounds fun. Comic strip is so disappointing. I mean, firstly, it's got him in a skirt, but at least it's only 6 pages.
The colouring looks better again this time.
Colouring is actually, it's a step up. Who's doing colouring? It's still James Offender. Maybe he's just getting better at it. Maybe, but I don't know. I just don't think they're paying them much, frankly.
No, it was the most expensive part of the magazine, and
they should go back to it being black and white and have decent art.
That's what I'd do.
Yeah, it'd be great. And,
it worked fine. It worked fine in black and white. If black and white is cheaper, it worked fine in black and white, and you can always colorize it for your
the
Graphic
seven
novels.
Doctors, 6 or 7 Doctor run were fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so Alan Barnes or Balin Arms. What's that? I don't know why he's calling that. Okay, doing a fact or fiction about the Dominators. I like the Dominators. I would really like to see. They're a thing I like to see come back.
Yeah, I'm pretty keen on the creatures themselves, the Quarks, the Dominators, all that stuff. But actually, having said that, I find the story a bit of a bore. Like every time I start to watch it, I get a couple of episodes in, and I thought, why did I choose this one again?
Yeah, 3 episodes is more what I think it should do.
Doesn't pass muster.
Here's my thought. I think with both Doctor Who and Star Trek, don't know about Star Wars, but I think Doctor Who and Star Trek, I think you're going to see them go fallow, go dark for about 2 years. Right? After they've run out with everything, I think they're going to go dark for 2 years, and I think they're both going to come back and it'll be like the GoldenEye return of James Bond.
Have you recovered from Section 31 yet?
Oh God! Oh God!
I daren't start thinking about it again for too long because after we recorded,
don't gaze into the abyss.
Because I was laughing so much. Terrible.
What's up for this week? Is there anything I should watch? Anything?
Well, I was talking to Balls Trek. Balls Trek is quite keen on talking about Hillbilly Elegy, the J.D. Vance movie thing.
Oh yeah, that's on Netflix. I might try and watch it. I'm not going to watch it.
So I don't really know, but we have got lots of news items that we haven't sort of covered the last 2. So we'll probably just have a chat about that kind of thing. I don't know really.
Right, very good. Well, the big news: Rebecca Hall season 2 has the as a teaser trailer out. So there you go.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay. This is why Big Finish shoots themselves in the head. Essentially, they got a Paul McGann story in here where it's a gay rom-com. I'm like, no, don't, ow. I'm glad they're telling me up front.
Before they get your money, that's a new approach.
It seems to be that they've really just given up on like normal fans to a certain extent. But I don't know how long did it. So. Having said that, I listened to the first part of the Stephen Noonan one. Loved it. It flew by. But I figured I had to listen to the War Doctor one first because it was older. Right? And so that I finished that today and I found that a bit slow. This is lovely. I mean, I can't Stephen Noonan in pretty much everything. I like his work a lot.
Everything Stephen does, everything that Tim Treloar does, everything Michael Troughton's done so far, I've liked too.
Well, I haven't heard the Paternoster gang. I'm not really into that sort of thing. So
I don't like that much either. It's when you've got people running the ranges who really understand and have a passion for the era, I suppose. If they can, because with the I'm not a Pertwee guy, but every time I hear one of those audios, the Tim Treloar ones, they captivate me with it.
They're normally very good. I have to tell you. Well, let's look at the trailer for the Joe Martin one, which again, nowhere in a million years I'm going to buy it. But it's a nice looking trailer as well.
I always wanted to see the universe. To leave.
Do you think she could have been good as a Doctor? I just don't. Her voice doesn't really carry me.
The problem is that it's all got to go, including the characterization. So it's so difficult to say. There's a video up of Joe Martin where she's in a normal clothes. She looks like she's just got back from picking something up at B&M Bargains or something. So, it's up on the Big Finish socials, and you can tell she's reading something, but she's reading it kind of as herself, and she's kind of looking at the camera and just sort of smiling at the punters. And I think she looks like a completely different person. And whilst I wouldn't say she seems like the Doctor, she seems her that genuine side to her nature that comes across. She seems quite warm, and I thought to myself, I'd probably like to see the audition this person would give.
Well, you know what? Probably she out of the last. She's probably more closer to the Doctor than both Jodie Whittaker and Ncuti Gatwa.
I'd say, I'm coming around to the but everything about the fugitive Doctor on screen is terrible.
Yeah, leave me alone.
With the exception of the woman herself, who's doing everything she's wearing, everything she's saying, everything she's holding, everywhere she goes, and all of it is terrible. And the people who are so insistent that she could carry this series and have her own spin-off or leave the show, most of the time they're saying it on grounds of the fact that the actress herself is not Caucasian. She's of a different ethnic group, exactly. Which does her an enormous disservice. It means that people can't see past the colour of this woman's skin. And I wish Jo Martin herself well. I personally think she's better off out of all of this. But if she's going to do the audio stuff, doing it with someone like Don Martin, who loves... I don't know, loves the character. I don't know what there is there to love, but he's stimulated enough by the character to get creative with it and get inventive with it. I don't know who else is writing it though, mate. You'll have to fill me in.
Oh, hang on. I'm gonna look over here. No, well, let's watch the trailer.
Yes.
Home behind and go on adventures out among the stars. But not like this. I'm the Doctor. A Time Lord from the planet Gallifrey, and suddenly, I'm also...
Okay, so the problem is much the same as the problem with Jodie Whittaker. As she's not playing the Doctor, she's playing and doing impersonation of modern Doctor Who.
Yes.
Right? So she doesn't really understand who the Doctor is. Capaldi did because it was in his blood. Matt Smith did because he studied it. Right? But both Jodie and whatever her name is, Dr. Ruth, whatever her bloody name is, right? They're going on what they think the Doctor is, and it's just not that. And Shooty Gatwa can only be Shooty Gatwa, so he might have studied Doctor Who backwards and forwards. He can only be Shooty Gatwa, right?
See, with Jo Martin, she never had any kind of gestation period with the character. You auditioned for a role in an episode. There was no workshopping of you've got this job. What are you going to do with it? It's like, okay, here's a few pages of dialogue. There's nothing really there. It's something really stupid to wear, and so the woman's probably barely thought about it.
Tell her in Doctor Who magazine. They did tell her that she was the first Doctor at the time.
Yeah, I saw.
It's like whatever. Anyway, fine. Let's keep going.
So a fugitive. My own people have turned against me. I didn't stick around to find out why.
Okay, the artwork, the CG on the trailer is excellent. This is the best trailer they put out.
Yes, it's superb.
All I know is that there's a secret buried in my memory, and they'll do anything to stop it getting out. My past is a mystery, and my future is unknown.
Now, this is a really good trailer.
Right now, I'm just staying one step ahead, ducking and diving through time and space, history, myth, even other dimensions. And all you have to do is try to keep up.
I'm going to say that's a good trailer. If I didn't hate everything about the character, I might be interested.
Yeah. I mean, technically, it's a beautifully made trailer.
Yeah.
But again, despite the presence of the police box and the iconography, I still feel like it's a trailer for something completely different. You could say this is a spin-off. It's a tangential character.
This is a spin. This is as much an Ersatz Doctor as the David Warner Doctor, right?
Iris Wild Time or something like that. Because this I mean, you've got this. I don't care what they say. There's still that gender barrier. The Doctor's a bloke, and any time you give that part to a woman in any quarter at all, in any medium, they're always going to be wrestling with that too. Like it or not, that's a statement of fact.
Like a stunt and joke casting, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's essentially. But the thing is, we've dealt with a reality where we said that up is down and black is white, and you say anything against it. Like, men and women are interchangeable. No, they're not. They're very different, right? They're very, very different. Men can be women. No. This whole gender thing it's over. Thank you.
Completely over, and I'm certainly done with sort of soft soaping a great many people on this now. I'm just telling it like it is. All wankers can just go and do one.
Yeah, enough already. I do agree with you. I was saying earlier, I would have taken a punt on this in the old days, but now don't trust it. I'm sorry. I've got. If I hear a boot, if I see it illegally downloaded and I have time, I might download and listen to it.
Have they got a list of writers on the Joe Martin stuff? Is Dom writing any of it?
Let me pull it up. Big Finish. They don't try Big Finish. Their website takes forever to open up now. Ever since they had their website, troubles.
Their episode, yeah.
Their episode. That was so bad. That was like Apple Maps bad. Remember how bad Apple Maps was? I'll come back to it. Laws of Mystery Eyeballs. I don't really like the audiobooks. They're too long. Nice book about a Daleks, but we said this last time. How many books about the Daleks can I have, right? It's like
how many do you need, really?
Right. So I'm looking at the Joe Martin one. That's new over here. That's the free one. There you go, doink. Robert Valentine, Rashona Patel, and Lisa Markle. I think they're all pretty solid, I have to tell you. Rashona.
Yeah. There's only one name I don't recognise, and I'm not too keen. Was it Lisa McMullen, did you say?
Yeah.
I'm not too keen. I can take her or leave her. I've heard some stuff I really like by her.
That's basically where I am with Rashona Patel as well.
I don't recall ever hearing anything by her.
These aren't achingly awful, right?
I like Robert Valentine's stuff, though.
Yeah, me because he's a bloke. What do you want to take? Fine. No, she's been around for a while. Again, this was meh. If she did Wink, that was meh. Okay, mostly harmless. Okay, mostly harmless. That's how I would describe Robert Valentine's fine, right? I know. But see, I just heard this. 1 second. And this is a mini review. I'm going to give it. Was it The War Doctor? Now, again, I was really stoked for this release. I thought great cover, right? It's everything on it. I love Mavellans, like weird time
Spider Daleks.
Yeah, Spider Daleks. It's like it all looked really, really cool. The problem, there's two problems with this range, right? Problem is, this is very similar to it's very samey, right? It's another war story, like where the universe is going to explode again and does at some points. We've been hit too many times with this character, and I think that's kind of a limitation of the War Doctor. You're stuck in war stories, but maybe this one just seemed too samey. The second thing is, he's not the main character in it. He's recruited to be part of a ragtag band.
Oh, okay.
And
this is starting to sound a bit Section 31-y.
Well, that's exactly what it is. Right? This is done far better. Don't get me wrong. It's not directed very well.
Does anybody eat an eyeball in it, or?
You know what? I didn't pay enough attention. But okay, what I listened to after I finished listening to it, I listened to the making of extras. And it said, Jonathan Karney said, I had a great time. We did the regeneration scene at the end, but I thought I'd never do that. I'm like, at the end of this too, right? Spoiler alert. It's not a spoiler. You know he's not going to regenerate. Stop. Anyway, so that, right? So I went back and listened. They don't have the regeneration, or the sound of it, and they could have done. It's just directed poorly, right? And I remember the cliffhanger be like, oh, that's just the kind of thing they're going to unwind, unpick time or something. Yeah. And which is what they did. It's so for me, look, this is and I like Jonathan Carey a lot. I hope they carry on with the range. The last one was much better. Because they were treating these as like 3-episode miniseries, and it was much more innovative. The last one was Morbius the Mighty, right? That was really good. That was like it was its own little contained thing. And it started off that he wasn't able to travel in time because they had time toxic, whatever. It's something that he wasn't able to travel in time for at the beginning. Morbius was a great villain, and it was all kind of about him, right? It was that's where it worked. So it's a shame. I really, really wish I could recommend it, right? Genuinely wish I could recommend it, but I really can't. Great cover though. I just wish it lived up to that cover. And I don't see anything else as commissioned. So I think this is probably the end of the range. I think a lot of ranges are going to be ending because I just don't think the money's there. honestly, I just don't think the money's there for a lot of this stuff.
I say it's so hard. It's so hard to say, isn't it? Because I think that there's not as much conversation around Big Finish as there was, but there's not as much conversation around Doctor Who as there was.
Yeah, exactly. It's all died down at the same time.
So your market share of something, of a market that you've got something, a product that's diminishing in every quarter. It's not a pretty picture, is it? None of it.
Honestly, I think they hope. My best hope is they go back to just traditional one release a month of like with Doctor Who. And doing Doctor Who being traditional classic Doctor Who, and they stop with it. I mean, I just don't see there's a market for Vamp, MPD, or the Master, or the current era stuff. They're not going to buy it, right? And the trouble is, they've also run out of steam on most of these things. Like River Song, forget it. I'm done. It's old. Big Finish feels old now. Right?
The problem remains the same as it got to 3 or 4 years ago. Before the soft relaunch, saturation of the market. So nobody knows what anything is. That's the biggest barrier to Big Finish.
Yeah. And I've spoken to people there about it. It's so easy to fix. You could take that main range and put them as a those three story box sets, most of them, right? And they should put stuff free for streaming on YouTube, right? And have it up there for a month, have it up for a week, right? And then they could control the conversation. And it wouldn't stop people buying it if it was on YouTube. If you put it up and took it down, it would help sales and also bring the prices down. I mean, for goodness sake, look how expensive these things are. I mean,
it's more expensive than practically anything else related to Doctor Who when you look at it per minute's worth of entertainment.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you've got the fact that it's the roll of a dice as to whether it's going to be any good or not. Whereas at one point, Big Finish was a kind of hallmark of quality in many respects.
Exactly, but it's not anymore. So this is from a year ago. All these things. I mean, this should be reduced to $9.99 now. And then anything from 5 years ago should be like $3.90 or not, like $4.99 for a box set. And then people will probably buy them more. I don't know. Or you can spend $109 on this statue. Are you out of the fucking mind? Really? Really? No.
The only person I know of who would want one of those is Shooter Gatwa, and you can bet he's been sent. And he's been sent one for free anyway, so...
Yeah, but he probably wants more. Right, so Session of the One's Master Set's coming out next month. I wonder who's working on that. I bet it's going to be better.
Again, another actor who goes into everything with so much gusto, it's impossible not to like him. But
exactly. I do agree with you. So that was cool. Was it here? Was it in February? Let's have a look. Who's working on that? Right. And it's Robert Valentine is Georgia Cook. No, it's not going to be good news. Uma Cormack's good though. Georgia Cook, I think she's normally awful, isn't she? I saw that. What's her name? Emily Cook's writing a book, Doctor Who book. So good for her. I'm glad.
Okay.
Yeah. I know. This is a lot more possibilities than the fugitive Doctor. I mean, at least he's the Master.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's something tangible there.
Yeah. I'm not buying it.
Oh no, let's not get carried away.
Well, I'm not taking a shit on it either. So there you go. I think it's fair. Why are they doing anything about the Mara? Oh, because they're having a novelization. Who's reading? I can't see. Snake Dance read by. It's too blurry. Hopefully, we'll see the other thing about it over here. The Mara. I was very disappointed with this one, Cradle of the Snake. I was looking forward to it, and it didn't.
Yeah, it wasn't very good, was it?
Yeah, as Mark Platt writing it, you thought it was going to be great, and it did not meet expectations. John Carshire is being interviewed quickly. I'll read the Gary Russell article on the Silurians. That sounds fun.
Yeah, that's going to be good. He's a early 70s sort of addict, isn't he?
Right, Fire and Ice, written by Dan Abbott, Justin Ritter, and Jenny D. Colgan, read by... that's a pretty big book. Rabbi Michael Maloney, Nave McIntosh, David Warner, Nicholas Briggs. No, honestly, I'm not going to get that. That's not for me. I want them to have some of the people from the show read it to me, specifically the Doctor. Strange Bedfellows, no, not for me. Although I do like Yvonne Hartman. Those ranges were quite good.
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing I'm most disappointed about in the season 7 box set is no CGI for the T-Rex in the Silurians. I love the Silurians, but that T-Rex is just agony.
Yeah, it's abysmal. Yeah.
It really is. If I needed a new see, although we'll be able to do it ourselves pretty soon with the AI, I guess. That's what I keep saying about everything, right? I did a big thing on AI mid-journey Doctor Who. I love the stuff he's doing. Right, I do love the stuff.
Every time I go to that account, I see something that's like, oh, it's always interesting, even if it's not a completed thing. It's something that he's experimenting with. It's great.
Yeah, no, he does know what he's doing. Good for him. Oh, my internet's looking dodgy. Okay, fine. I didn't really get to anything I wanted.
Fabulous.
Is your stream? Is it a premiere or is it a live?
We are live from 8 o'clock. This has been rescheduled a couple of, but I thought we'll do it on Thursday because we'll get some of the people who used to come to the channel on Thursday.
This magazine looks awesome. It's 180 something pages. It looks fantastic. Everything they do looks fantastic. I love it. They do production diaries. I wish I could afford the shipping. If it wasn't for the shipping being so much, I would probably buy more. But oh God, this looks gorgeous.
Well, Coltage have been good enough to send along some exclusive imagery for us to put up on screen as well. To tease one further, I've got some information that's sort of come my way while I've had to work out what I can and can't say again about Blake 7. And we're going to have a good old natter as well and a catch up, a geek out. And it's going to be good. It's going to be a laugh. So come and hang out with us. We're on the Type 40 channel with this, although I will be moving this to the Spacebook channel in due course. It's not going to be on with the Doctor Who stuff indefinitely.
Anybody on with you, or are you?
I have a lean, mean team of Blake 7 fans who are going to be there from 8 o'clock. You have to tune in and find out who that is. There's lots to talk about. There's more to talk about than you think. And we did a pilot show for this. When was that? We did the pilot show about November time, something like that. And people liked it. No, that one. Yeah, we did that. That went down really, really well. A lot of people watched it. So, I thought, well, we'll do them semi-regular.
Blake 7 right now with the Blu-rays coming out. So that first box set, we're all hoping for more.
So we'll have a Blu-ray catch-up there. There's a quick plug for Type 4200 if you haven't seen it. And,
I'm only halfway through it. It's like 3.5 hours long. Literally, it's like 3.5 hours long. It's like, I can't get through it.
Well, that's one of the reasons why, because we figured that 200 was a nice round number there with Type 40 Live. And we did consider finishing the show completely. But we are coming back in a few weeks' time.
Okay, really? Why? It's such a great show. Don't end that. Everybody loves it.
Well, Well, we thought, go out on top and all that kind of thing. But
no, go out when you're used up and you're past it. Keep going, baby. Find out where that point is.
But we are coming back. There is going to be because we do it in sort of seasons and things. Even though that one, I only had like 2 weeks off in a year, something like that. But we will be back in a couple of weeks with that. I've got lots of nice stuff to keep people tuned in and sort of zhuzhed up in the meantime. Because this time of year, Rabbi, it goes really, really quiet with Doctor Who. Unless they announce something unbelievably reckless like they did the other day. It goes really, really quiet. So we felt that we could have a bit of fun. We could take a bit of time, have a think about what we wanted to do on the show next. And so we're back in a few weeks' time. In the meantime, there's lots of treats like Teleport Now, live on the Type 40 channel from 8 p.m. tonight. I hope to see some of you there. We have exclusives. We have treats. We have everything there if you're a Blake 7 fan. So come and hang out for a little while.
That sounds awesome. I may depends what's going on, but I normally listen to you if I miss it in the night. I normally fall asleep pretty much when you start. With you, I normally listen to it in the morning after while I'm working. I try and take the afternoons. Oh, so I got big day tomorrow. Apprentice is back tonight, so that's my watching for tomorrow. Apprentice and Severance. Yep. I'm looking forward to those. I've been saying I would have watched what's the name again for a long time. Inception. I'm really going to get better.
Yeah. So I know you're big on The Apprentice, and there's another couple of reality shows you watch, aren't there, that you never miss?
Apprentice, and Survivor, and occasionally Hell's Kitchen. Or any Gordon Ramsay show. I like all the Gordon Ramsay shows.
Lots of swearing and stuff like that. And I'll see. Hopefully, I'll see you on Saturday for the Spacebook Live as well, and we can whatever it is we're talking about. We'll have a laugh on that. I better shoot because I've got to get live streaming. I've got to sort myself out.
I'm heading off as well into the sunset. So, good night, everybody. I'm back on Saturday night, and we have much filth and cyber frivolity to talk about.
Yes, send me those Barada Sethu thumbnails. They're fantastic.
They were good. The City Spin is coming back on Saturday. Anyway, with that, ladies and gentlemen, hit the end broadcast button, hit it again.